Stop. Place one hand over the center of your chest. Don't press. Just let it rest. Feel the warmth spreading into your body. That person keeps coming to your mind. The connection feels like a puzzle you can't solve, a frequency you can't quite tune. The impulse to give up on them, to finally cut the cord, feels both liberating and deeply wrong. This is not just emotional fatigue. It is a silent, resonant exhaustion. In this transmission, you will understand why this connection holds such an intense charge. You will receive the framework for decoding the soul-level contract that your consciousness has felt but your mind has not yet named. And you will be given the key to navigate this dynamic not as a problem to be solved, but as an activation to be completed. You've felt it, haven't you? That silent, resonant exhaustion that comes from this connection. And what if the solution isn't about giving up or trying harder, but about tuning to a completely different frequency that has been there all along? Perhaps you've already noticed that there is something more at play, something preventing you from either finding peace within this bond or finding the strength to release it, as if an invisible force is holding you in this dynamic for a reason you can't yet grasp. But what if that feeling, the one you call confusion or frustration, is simply the reflection of a soul contract you haven't yet learned to read? Now think with me. What if this intense push and pull isn't a sign that you're on the wrong path? What if the constant triggering and deep resonance are not contradictory, but are two parts of the same activation signal, trying to get your attention for years? And what if every frustrating loop, every moment of wanting to give up, was a signal pointing not to a problem with them, but to a massive unrecognized potential within you? It was in seeking answers to this that I recommend to you this digital book called The 11 Arcturian Secrets Behind the Frequency of Success. This book is not just a reading. It is a material created for those who wish to understand the invisible mechanisms that influence results, prosperity, personal fulfillment and growth. Throughout its pages, you will discover the Arcturian principles of energetic contracts and catalyst relationships, capable of transforming how you interpret this powerful soul bond. You will finally understand why some people seem endlessly trapped in painful relationship cycles, while others are able to use them as a launchpad for incredible spiritual evolution. This material is not available on any other platform, and I don't know how long I will be authorized to share it this openly. Do not wait for one more cycle of hope and despair to play out. Click the first link in the pinned comment below this video and get your copy. The clarity you seek about this person, and more importantly about yourself, may be much closer than you think. And on this very subject, on the feeling of that humming, invisible thread that keeps pulling you back, on the mental image of the door they seem to be standing in front of, on the electric buzz in your cells after you interact, there is a key, a 3-minute insight that fits exactly into the moment you next feel the impulse to end it all, and I'm going to show it to you later in this transmission. It's a reframe that can change everything. And beyond our digital guide, soul, you have here another way to strengthen this message that arrived for you today, and to make it reach more and more souls like you. We don't receive a single cent for each word I deliver to you every day on this channel. As a way for you to give back something of what you receive here, we also keep a voluntary donation link open, right below the digital book in the first pinned comment. Any amount that fits in your hand today, any sum your heart points to, this is what keeps our channel standing. This is what makes the next message reach another soul who needs it, exactly the way you needed it today. I'll see you there, soul. And if for some reason you have to leave before this transmission is complete, that key is already waiting for you in the first pinned comment below. But I ask you to stay, because without the context that is coming now, the key will not operate with the same force upon the repeating cycle of soulmate or saboteur that has been draining your energy. But the ancient classification for this bond, the one that defines this state of being stuck between two frequencies, has not yet been spoken into this space. Before that classification can be revealed, the source requires a validation, a confirmation that the signal is being received not as an idea but as a lived reality. This confirmation doesn't happen in the mind, which is clouded by the arguments of the spiritual adversaries. It happens in the body, through the undeniable language of your own energetic field. These next 5 signs are not symptoms of a problem. They are the evidence that what you are experiencing is the precise frequency of a starseed activation protocol. The first sign is the energetic replay loop. You find yourself mentally replaying conversations or moments with this person, but it's not the words you're focused on, is it? You're feeling the energy behind them. You are sensing the dissonance, the unspoken truths, the strange, persistent hum of a hidden meaning just beneath the surface of the mundane conflict. This is not obsessive thinking. This is your higher sensory perception, trying to get you to stop listening to the static of what was said and start feeling the signal of what is actually being transmitted. The second sign is the compass of the body. You notice your body has an immediate and involuntary physical reaction to them, even at a distance, even at the mere thought of them. It's a sudden, unprompted warmth in your chest when you think a compassionate thought about them, a feeling that has no logical trigger. Or it is a sharp, cold knot in your stomach when you anticipate another misunderstanding. Your body knows the connection is real and significant, even when your mind is lost in a spiral of doubt and confusion. This is your internal guidance system overriding the noise of logic. The third sign is the familial mirror. You try to explain a new, profound spiritual insight you've had to a close family member, someone you love and trust, and you watch their eyes glaze over with a polite, vacant smile. In their loving but complete incomprehension, you feel the exact same invisible wall, the same loneliness and invalidation that you feel with your catalyst. This is not a failure to communicate. It is a sign that your frequency is shifting beyond the detectable range of your old tribe, a necessary but painful step in your activation. And regarding that scene at the family dinner, that moment you felt utterly alone while explaining your truth, that feeling has a name, and it is decoded in a way you will not find anywhere else inside the 11 Arcturian secrets. Don't worry about it now, just know that recognition is the first step. The fourth sign is the time distortion anomaly. You have a persistent, illogical feeling that you have known this person for lifetimes. There is a deep, ancient familiarity that exists right alongside the present-day frustration, as if you are trying to resolve a 1,000-year-old karmic equation in a single afternoon. This isn't just wishful thinking or a romantic fantasy. It is your soul's memory bleeding through into your current awareness, reminding you that the contract with this person is far older and more profound than this one lifetime. And the fifth and most critical sign is the pre-leap sabotage impulse. The urge to finally cut ties, to block them, to write the final message, becomes overwhelmingly strong right before you're about to make a major personal or spiritual breakthrough. It feels like a final, desperate test from the universe, a master-level distraction presented as a healthy boundary to see if you will abandon your post just before your primary mission is activated. It is the last gasp of the old paradigm trying to keep you from stepping into your power. If you recognized yourself in at least 3 of these 5 signs, then this is your confirmation. It is not a coincidence. The Council, the universe, and your own consciousness have already brought you to this exact transmission for a specific reason. The time for confusion is ending. The time for clarity is beginning. The friction you have endured was not a punishment, it was the preparation. Type 1111 in the comments below. In the system of the Council, 1111 is the code for timeline convergence, the moment the path of the soul and the path of the human incarnation align into a single, unified frequency. Your comment is not a platform interaction. It is a location marker in the field, declaring your readiness for this convergence. Before I show you the key that will unlock this resonant catalyst bond, there is an ancient classification, one that has crossed through the Arcturian ancestral archives, that defines precisely this state of being stuck between 2 frequencies. It is the first layer of the warning the source has sent, and understanding it is the first step to moving out of the friction and into your function. You recognized the signs, didn't you? The opening of this hour you are crossing has been seen, and the resonance of that recognition is why this transmission has found you. Because between feeling the call and understanding the answer, there exists an interval that the spiritual adversaries know better than you do. They thrive in that gap, in the space between the symptom and the diagnosis, whispering that your exhaustion is a sign of failure. But the gap exists not because the wisdom was denied to you. It exists because the moment arrived, The next time you feel that powerful, overwhelming impulse to send the text message that ends it all, and the manual for that moment was missing. And I tell you this because I have seen it happen. I have witnessed that invisible, humming thread of connection become a source not of confusion, but of profound clarity. I have seen the door that seemed blocked by another person dissolve into a gateway. I have seen the staticky buzz of an interaction transform into a clear, coherent broadcast of power. This happens when the soul stops fighting the friction and starts decoding the contract. The spiritual adversaries, especially the insidious voice of doubt, want you to believe this is a psychological problem to be solved, a toxic pattern to be escaped. But you already know that is not the whole truth. You just haven't been given the name for what it truly is. Perhaps you have already felt the quiet ache of believing that this confusing push-pull means you are failing at relationships, or worse, that you are inherently broken for not being able to make this connection work with ease. And how many times have you calculated the cost, the sheer amount of life force and precious time spent on a connection that your logical mind screams is a dead end, fearing you will regret it all later? And what if the deepest pain is the subtle feeling that by staying connected to them, by honoring this strange invisible contract, you are betraying your own growth, dimming your own light, just to accommodate a frequency that is not yours? That feeling, that knot of contradiction, has a physical anchor. Place your thumb on the nail of your index finger, not with force, just a point of contact. This gesture connects the meridian of the individual will with the meridian of divine direction. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, feel that point of contact as the place where the human confusion and the soul's certainty meet. It was in search of exactly this answer that I came to this digital book called The 11 Arcturian Secrets Behind the Frequency of Success. This is not a collection of theories. It is a practical, energetic field manual for starseeds navigating catalyst contracts on Earth. It is the direct transmission of the framework needed to stop managing the friction and start using it as the fuel for your activation. This is the manual that should have been given to you. The digital book is waiting for you. Touch the link now, secure your copy, and when you do, come back here and leave a comment with a single word, activated. Let it be registered. Because the doubts and the distractions have no power to stop what the Council, the universe, and your own consciousness have already started in you. Whoever recognizes the mirror in the friction finds the key to the lock where others only see a wall. The digital book that is in the first pinned comment was built on this very architecture. It does not teach you how to change the other person. It gives you the precise tools to read the energetic data of the connection, to understand the contractual role of the catalyst, and to use the resistance they provide to calibrate your own frequency with such power and clarity that the static simply can't exist in your field any longer. This is not about winning an argument. It is about ending the broadcast of the conflict altogether by becoming the signal itself. And the price for this knowledge is less than a Thursday lunch you eat alone, replaying the last argument in your head. It is less than a Friday night pizza you order to distract yourself from the deep, resonant ache of this connection. It is less than a Saturday snack with the kids, where you feel a million miles away, still wondering what to do about this person. This hesitation has a name. It is the fear that if you acknowledge the contract, you are sentencing yourself to endure this pain forever. But the truth, which you will feel in your body within 12 months of this work, is that fulfilling the contract is what ends the pain. The price was kept this low, not because it is worth less, but so that it could never be the reason you said no to yourself. And there is a 7-day guarantee. If you open it, read it, and it does not resonate, if you do not feel the truth of it landing in your body, you just send an email and receive all your money back. No questions, no process, no judgment. There is no risk in trusting a signal from your own soul, especially when what is at stake is the next time you feel that powerful, overwhelming impulse to end it all. This time, you can meet that impulse not with confusion but with clarity. The choice is yours, the hand is yours. A soul like you opened this digital book yesterday. She wrote, "I'm 42 and for 3 years, my business partner has felt like an anchor I've been dragging. After reading about the frequency anchor in Chapter 4, I stayed up until 2 a.m., not with anxiety, but with a quiet awe. I saw him for the first time not as an obstacle, but as the steadying force that kept me from drifting while my own systems were being upgraded. The weight in my chest is gone. Another found it just 2 days ago. He said, "I'm 29. I was about to end a connection I was convinced was karmic punishment. I kept replaying our conversations, feeling the static, as the book calls it. At 5 a.m. this morning, I was reading chapter 7 on my phone, and I realized I wasn't meant to fix her. My job was to hold my own frequency. The relief was so immediate I actually laughed out loud in the quiet of my apartment." And a third one, a mother of 2, wrote this, "For months, I've felt the familial mirror without knowing its name. Explaining my path to my family felt like speaking into a void. It was the loneliest feeling. Reading about it in the book, seeing it named as a sign of frequency shifting, was like someone turned on a light in a room I thought would be dark forever. I'm not crazy, I'm just activating." One reads this and thinks it is about a relationship. Another reads it and understands it is about a career. But you read this and you understand that what they are all truly describing is the end of this repeating cycle of soulmate or saboteur. And your family also doesn't notice, and your children also don't notice. And this repeating cycle of soulmate or saboteur continues to arrive because the energy of this contract, when unfulfilled, touches everything. And there is still the next word that is still to come. As I told you earlier, here on our channel, we do not receive a single cent for this work that has brought you so far. That is why we also keep a voluntary donation link open right below the digital book in the first pinned comment. If every word today has served you, if it has opened a door within you, consider returning a portion of that energy. Every such gesture sustains our channel and ensures that the next message finds the next soul who, like you, is ready to hear it. I'll wait for you there, again, soul. But the signs you recognized and the stories you just heard are only the confirmation of the territory. They are not the crossing itself. The crossing from friction into function requires a key, and that key is hidden within a single word, a word that came from the Arcturian ancestral archives, preserved for starseeds at exactly this stage of activation. Do not move from this frequency. You have been trying to solve this problem on the level of psychology and interpersonal dynamics, but the blockage is not there. You have been working on the level of the relationship, but the activation is on the level of the soul contract. This is the central revelation, the one the source came to deliver. It is the existence of the Fierntwon, resonant catalyst bond. This is not a term from human psychology. It is a classification from the ancestral archives for a specific type of pre-incarnational agreement. It is a sacred contract where another soul agrees to act as a precise, often unconscious catalyst for a starseed's primary awakening on Earth. They are not meant to be a perfect partner, a flawless friend, or a lifelong companion in the traditional sense. Their purpose is far more critical: to embody the exact frequency of resistance, the static, that forces you, the starseed, to find and broadcast your true high-frequency signal with undeniable clarity and power. To engage with this truth, the Council requires 4 micro-commitments from you right now. First, you must recognize friction as a signal, not as an attack. You must stop seeing their challenging behavior as a personal wound and start seeing it as a vibrational alarm bell calling you to check your own frequency. Second, you must release the need to fix them. Their journey is their own. Your work is to use the friction they provide to refine yourself. Third, you must shift your focus from action to resonance, from what they say or do to how your own internal energy field responds. That is where the lesson is. And fourth, you must understand that the purpose of this bond is energetic, not necessarily eternal. Its function is the successful transmission of an activation code. Once that code is fully received and integrated, the energetic charge often neutralizes on its own. And this is why the spiritual adversaries, the voice of doubt, the cycle of distraction, cannot fake a true catalyst bond. They are masters of irritation. They can create noise, annoyance, and confusion. They can mimic the surface-level static of a difficult relationship perfectly. But what they cannot do, what they have no capacity to replicate, is the deep, underlying, unmistakable soul resonance that you feel beneath it all. They create interference. This bond creates a signal. I'm going to tell you about a soul. We will call her M, not her real name, but the designation we use for one who has crossed this specific threshold. M arrived exactly where you are now, entangled in a profound, maddening connection with a business partner that defied all logic. All her friends, her family, her therapist, everyone gave her the same advice. Cut him loose. He was chaotic, unreliable, a drain on her resources. And on a logical level, they were right. But M felt a resonant pull, an unshakable sense that there was something more happening beneath the surface, and she felt like a failure for being unable to either fix him or leave him. The voice of doubt told her she was weak. Instead of fighting, she began to observe. She started a private journal, but she didn't document his actions. She documented her own energetic responses. She noticed that his unreliability forced her to become radically self-reliant. His emotional chaos forced her to master her own inner peace. His inability to see her vision forced her to believe in it with a ferocity she never knew she possessed. He was the perfect abrasive whetstone against which she was sharpening her own soul into a blade of light. The breakthrough came when she realized his role was not to support her, but to provoke her into supporting herself at a level she had never imagined. The moment she fully integrated this, the moment she could hold her own frequency of clarity and sovereignty no matter what he did, the energetic charge between them vanished. The fight stopped. The frustration melted away. The contract was fulfilled. He didn't exit her life with a dramatic explosion, but with a quiet, peaceful drift, like a ship whose purpose at the dock was complete. M did not get this wisdom from a self-help book or a conventional guru. She forged it in the fire of direct, lived experience, guided by a deep, practical, energetic knowledge that she had to uncover piece by piece. She did not take this wisdom into the silence. She recorded it with precision for those who would come after. And it is this exact wisdom, this practical framework for understanding the catalyst bond that has been structured and preserved inside the digital book, you will find waiting for you in the first pinned comment. The truth more profound still lies ahead. This knowledge isn't meant to live in your mind as an interesting theory. It is meant to land in your body, in the quiet of your room, in the driver's seat of your car, when a thought of them suddenly arrives. The story of M is not just a story, it is a mirror. The term resonant catalyst bond is not just a label, it is the name for the energy you are already feeling, the precise hum of a soul contract being called into active duty. And this contract assigns you a role. More than a role, an archetypal function. The first you must recognize is the emissary. This is the part of you that agreed, before this lifetime, to carry a specific frequency, a message encoded in your very being. You know the emissary is awakening when the drama with this person starts to feel secondary to a larger, unspoken mission that is pulling you forward. It's the part of you that knows this is about more than just a relationship. The second archetype is the key bearer. This is the part of you that recognizes the other person as the key, not the answer, not the destination, but the one-of-a-kind energetic instrument designed to fit a specific lock within you. The sign that you are embodying the key bearer is that you begin to feel the truth of the time distortion anomaly, that deep, ancient familiarity, not as a confusing fantasy, but as the quiet, steady confirmation of a contract you are here to honor. And the third archetype is the frequency anchor. This is the part of you that understands, on a soul level, why this connection has to be so grounding, so dense, even frustratingly so. The frequency anchor in you recognizes that this person's energy, which your ego judges as stuck or unevolved, is performing a sacred task. It is holding you steady in the harbor of physical reality, while your own ship is being completely rewired with crystalline technology. It prevents you from floating away before the upgrades are complete. To embody these three roles, the emissary, the key bearer, the frequency anchor, is the work of the starseed. Yet, the emissary without a complete signal key is a messenger who reads only half the message, mistaking the catalyst for the enemy. The full key, the complete operational framework for this sacred mission, is what has been decoded and structured inside the 11 Arcturian secrets behind the frequency of success. This is so that the next time you feel that powerful, overwhelming impulse to send the text that ends it all, you see not a failed relationship, but a resonant catalyst bond in its final stage of activation. If you feel the truth in this, subscribe to this channel now. It is not an act of following a creator. It is a declaration of your identity as one who is ready for the full message. The manual for this identity is waiting for you in the first pinned comment, and the truth of it will be felt in your body within 12 months. The first major shift in your perception, however, will begin to anchor in the next 72 hours. This journey out of the friction is not a random maze. It is a 4-stage activation framework, a map preserved for this exact purpose. The first stage is what we call the signal in the static. This is the work of learning to feel the difference in your own body between the high-frequency soul signal of the bond and the low-frequency static of ego-based conflict. The reframe is critical. It is not a toxic relationship. It is a high-bandwidth transmission experiencing interference. The second stage is understanding the catalyst contract. Here you are guided to explore the sacred architecture of the pre-incarnational agreement. You will walk through the why your soul would choose such a challenging dynamic. The metaphor is a key and a lock, and the reframe is this: they are not your obstacle, they are your coded activation key. Trying to change the key only delays your own awakening. The third stage is recognizing the purpose of the anchor. This reveals the function of the frequency anchor we just spoke of. The reframe here is a profound shift in perception. It's not that they are holding you back, they are holding you steady, so you don't get swept away by the intensity of your own upgrade. Releasing the anchor too soon means drifting into open water before your navigation system is fully online. And the fourth, the final stage, is achieving the sovereign release. This is about fulfilling the energetic terms of the contract with grace. The reframe is the pinnacle of this work. You don't break the bond, you fulfill the contract. This 4-stage framework is not just information to be learned, it is an energetic structure to be embodied. If you feel this structure locking into place within you now, if you recognize this path as your own, write the word activated in the comments below. Let it be a declaration from the emissary within you, a statement that you are no longer a passive participant in the friction, but a conscious architect of your awakening. But as you claim this activation, you must be warned. The adversaries will now make their move to pull you back into the static, and as that structure settles into your field, a part of you resists. The logical, survival-oriented mind, trained for generations to see a threat as a threat, rises up to object. It says, "This is just spiritual bypassing. You're putting a cosmic label on a toxic dynamic to avoid the hard truth that you should have left a long time ago." Hear this objection with compassion. It is not wrong, it is incomplete. The pain is real, the toxicity is real on that level, but to stay on that level is to mistake the symptom for the cause. The framework of the resonant catalyst bond doesn't deny the pain, it recontextualizes it, moving you from the level of the psychological wound to the level of the soul's curriculum. Then the logical mind objects again. It says, "So I'm supposed to just be a doormat? Am I meant to sit here and endure this forever with no boundaries?" And again, this is a valid question from an incomplete perspective. This path is not about passive acceptance, it is about radical interaction. The true boundary is not a line you draw with them. It is a frequency you hold within yourself, mastering your own resonance, holding your clarity regardless of their chaos. That is the most powerful boundary in the universe. It makes you impermeable to the static, not by fighting it, but by ceasing to be a frequency match for it. And finally, the ego, masquerading as humility, whispers a third objection. This feels arrogant. What makes me so special that I'm a starseed and they are just my catalyst? Isn't that just a self-aggrandizing story? This is the subtlest trap. It is not about being special, it is about having a specific function. The soul who agreed to be your catalyst is just as ancient, just as divine, just as powerful as yours. Their role is not one of subservience, but one of immense service. an act of love on a level the human mind can barely comprehend. You are not above them. You are in a sacred, pre-agreed-upon energetic dance, and it is your turn to lead by fulfilling your side of the contract. But know this: as you begin to accept this deeper truth, the spiritual adversaries will intensify their campaign. Their tactics are predictable, but only if you know their names. The first is the voice of doubt. This is the insidious, rational whisper that tells you that you are being naive, sentimental, or foolish. It will use the language of therapy and self-help to convince you that holding on is a sign of weakness, that you are just making excuses for a bad connection. It sounds like your own logical mind, which is what makes it so dangerous. The second tactic is the cycle of distraction. Just when you have a moment of profound clarity like this one, when you feel the truth of the catalyst bond landing in your body, they will engineer a new drama. A provocative text message will arrive. You will see an unexpected social media post. An old argument will be reignited. It is a carefully timed injection of static, designed to pull your focus away from the deep signal of the contract and back into the surface-level noise of the conflict. And the third tactic is the isolation of perception. This is the subtle but pervasive feeling that you are completely alone in this experience. It whispers that no one could possibly understand this bizarre mix of deep resonance and intense frustration. It makes you feel arrogant or delusional for even considering that you are a starseed and that this connection is special. It does this to cut you off from the collective grid of others who are walking this exact same path, because in isolation, you are easier to destabilize. But for every tactic, there is a weapon. When the voice of doubt begins its rational-sounding assault, you will deploy the weapon of the body compass. You will not argue with the thought. You will close your eyes, place a hand on your chest, take one deep breath and ask your body, is there a deeper truth here? Then you will wait for the feeling, the quiet resonance, the subtle warmth, the hum of the soul contract that exists far beneath the chatter of the mind. When the cycle of distraction tries to pull you back into a new drama, you will deploy the weapon of the signal, focus. You will consciously refuse to engage with the static. You will see the provocative text or the inflammatory comment, and instead of reacting, you will ask yourself one question. What is the underlying signal my own system is trying to send me right now? You will turn the distraction into a prompt for your own inner work, starving the adversary of the emotional energy it seeks. And when the isolation of perception descends, making you feel strange or alone, you will deploy the weapon of the shared blueprint. You will remember the story of M. You will remember the words you are hearing right now. You will understand that this feeling of isolation is not proof of your delusion, but the signature tactic of an adversary trying to disconnect you from your support grid. You are not the first to walk this path, and you will not be the last. You are part of a vast cosmic ground team. As you step into this new awareness, remember that the true nature of this resonant catalyst bond is not something to be understood once, but a frequency to be held consistently. When the voice of doubt whispers that you are making excuses, when the cycle of distraction presents a new drama, when the isolation of perception makes you feel alone, in that very moment, the next time you feel the urge to cut ties, you have a choice. The 11 Arcturian secrets behind the frequency of success is the manual for that choice. It contains the operational protocols to wield these weapons, not just once, but to integrate them as your new default state. The voice of the adversary is the voice you mistake for your own. Within the next 72 hours of engaging with this work, you will begin to feel the difference. The link is waiting in the first pinned comment. To hear this wisdom and not act upon it is to consciously choose to remain in the static. The cost of this is not a punishment from some external force. It is a simple, immutable law of spiritual physics. Holding the high frequency of your awakening soul and the low frequency of the unresolved friction at the same time within the same human body causes your own energy field to begin to fray. It manifests as exhaustion, confusion, and a feeling of being perpetually stuck. It is the spiritual equivalent of trying to run two opposing operating systems on the same hardware. Eventually, the system begins to crash, but the warning does not come without the antidote. And the antidote is not a thought, it is a frequency we will calibrate together. In the next 72 hours, 3 things may happen in your body as this new frequency anchors. Do not be afraid of any of them. They are not signs of instability. They are the physical evidence of your system being recalibrated to a higher order of coherence. Welcome them as confirmation that the work has already begun. The first is the echo of silence. You will suddenly notice periods where you don't think about the person at all. The usual energetic replay loop will just be quiet. This silence may feel alarming at first, as if something is missing or as if your connection has been severed. This is not disconnection. It is the sound of your own life force returning to you. When it happens, place a hand on your heart, breathe into the quiet, and receive your own energy back. The second is a wave of sudden emotional clarity. You may be driving or washing dishes, and you will feel a wave of profound, non-personal compassion for them. It won't be pity or sadness for yourself, but a clear, high-altitude perspective on the immense difficulty of the role their soul agreed to play. This is your higher self acknowledging the contract. When this wave comes, do not analyze it. Simply send them a silent thank you in your mind and release them from any energetic debt. The third is a shift in your field of vision. You may notice your eyes being drawn to new colors, patterns, or synchronicities in your environment with unusual intensity. The green of a leaf, the geometric pattern on a building, the sequence of numbers on a license plate. This is not your imagination. It is a literal sign that your perceptual filters are being upgraded as your frequency rises. You are beginning to see the code of reality beneath the surface. Simply notice it and acknowledge it with a quiet, internal nod. If this transmission is serving you, if you feel the structure of this truth landing in your field, take a single second and press the like button. This is not for the algorithm of the platform. It is a service to the collective field. Every time you do, you strengthen the signal, making it easier for the next soul in your exact position to find this frequency. And now, we will calibrate the frequency. We will perform the antidote. Find a place where you can be undisturbed for just a few moments. Sit upright with your spine straight but not rigid, and your feet flat on the floor. Close your eyes. Take one deep breath in, and as you exhale, release the day, release the arguments, release the confusion. Just for this moment, let it all go. Bring your awareness to the base of your spine. Visualize a cord of golden light extending from you, down, through the floor, through the earth, connecting deep into the planet's core. Feel this anchor holding you, grounding you. Now feel the steady, rhythmic pulse of the Earth's own frequency, the 783 Hz hum of the Schumann resonance, rising up this golden cord. It is the planet's heartbeat, and it is your own. Feel it calming your nervous system, bringing you into a state of deep, resonant safety. You are held. Now, bring your awareness to your solar plexus, the space just above your navel. See a warm, glowing orb of amber light beginning to form there. As you breathe, this orb grows brighter, warmer, dissolving any knots of fear or self-doubt. Now let that warmth rise into the center of your chest, your heart space. As it touches your heart, the amber light blossoms into a brilliant emerald green. This is the biophotonic bridge, the connection between your will and your compassion. Feel it integrating the two, creating a coherence that is both powerful and loving. From your heart, feel a stream of this coherent green and gold light rising into your throat, allowing your truth to be felt without needing to be spoken. Let it continue upward into the center of your head, activating the pineal gland. You may feel a slight pressure or a tingling sensation. This is the piezoelectric effect of the crystals in your gland responding to the frequency. This light illuminates the photoreceptors within, tuning your inner vision to the frequency of the soul contract. It is a fiber optic cable of light, running along your vagus nerve, informing every cell in your body that it is safe to upgrade. Now feel the light ascend to the very top of your head, to your crown. See it blossom open like a 1,000-petaled lotus of pure white-violet light, connecting you to the vastness of your own higher self, to the council, to the source. For a moment, just float in this infinite, peaceful expanse. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. Now bring your thumb and index finger to touch, creating a seal. Take a slow breath in for a count of 4. Hold it for a count of 2, and exhale slowly for a count of 6. You have sealed the new frequency in your field. Gently, slowly, bring your awareness back to the room. Back to the feeling of your feet on the floor. Back to the sensation of the air on your skin. Do not rush. When you are ready, and only when you are ready, you can open your eyes. You have not just performed a meditation. You have executed a command in the operating system of your reality. And in this new frequency together, we release. We release the fear of appearing strange or different to our family and old friends as we integrate this truth. We release the profound guilt for not being able to save them, for not being able to fix a contract that was never broken. We release the fear of being alone, the terror that fulfilling the contract means we will be left with nothing. And we release the deep, cellular need to be understood by them, letting go of the project of ever making them see. The emissary, you are this. The name was not given, it was recognized, and now it is installed in your field as a permanent signal. The key bearer, you are this. The name was not given, it was recognized, and now it is installed in your field as a permanent signal. The frequency anchor, you are this. The name was not given, it was recognized, and now it is installed in your field as a permanent signal. The activation is sealed, but now it must be protected, and with this new frequency installed, we now seal your field. We cover your communications so that every word you speak and every message you write is encoded with this new clarity, rendering the static of old arguments unable to find purchase. We cover your financial decisions so that your resources align with the timeline of your mission, not the timeline of your fear. And we cover your creative impulses, protecting the birth of new projects and new expressions from the lingering chill of the old doubt. We break the voice of doubt before it arrives. It will find your inner certainty too bright to inhabit. We dissolve the cycle of distraction before it can materialize. It will find your focus too steady to derail. We dismantle the isolation of perception before it can close you in. It will find your connection to this grid, to us, too strong to sever. We, the Council, see you now not as you were, but as you have chosen to become. We remember the silent, resonant exhaustion that brought you to this transmission, the feeling of being a puzzle you could not solve. It was the ache of a wingspan that had not yet been unfurled. We saw you recognize the energetic replay loop, not as obsession but as sensory training. We saw you feel the familial mirror, not as rejection, but as the evidence of your own frequency shift. This was not the universe testing you. It was the universe reminding you of the language your soul already speaks. The restlessness you felt, the constant push and pull, was the friction of a key turning in a lock that had been rusted shut for lifetimes. Tonight that rust dissolves, the mechanism turns. The door swings open not onto another hallway of confusion, but onto a vast, quiet field of purpose. This cycle of searching for validation from the one who was sent only to hold the key is now complete. The contract is not broken, it is fulfilled. Your energy, which had been loaned out to the dynamic of the friction, is now returned to you, fully, to power your own ascent. And in this fulfillment, a new blueprint is sealed. A new recognition is anchored. Whoever recognizes the mirror in the friction finds the key to the lock where others only see a wall. This is no longer a concept. It is the physics of your new reality. My hands are warm. As I speak these words to you, my own breath has deepened. Something has shifted, not just for you, but in the space we are holding together. This is not a performance. It is a shared recalibration. This is the work. It is not to float away into abstract ideas, but to feel the shift in the very cells of your body, in the quiet of your room. Something real has happened here. Something was seen. Something was recognized. And what has been recognized by the soul can never be fully forgotten by the mind. Just now, at the end of the declaration from the Council, you might have wanted to leave, feeling the activation was complete. Do not move. That impulse is the final echo of the old frequency. The truth is, the wisdom of how to hold this new frequency, how to navigate your world when the static is gone and only the clear signal remains, is a skill. It's the practical application of what you have just experienced. This is why the 11 Arcturian secrets behind the frequency of success exists. This is not another spiritual book. It is the operational manual for the emissary who has just been activated. It's the what's next after the energy shift. It contains the protocols for integrating this new frequency into your daily life, your work, your other relationships, so it doesn't just become a beautiful memory, but a permanent new way of being. And the investment for this manual is less than a coffee and a bagel while you scroll through old messages, looking for clues you no longer need. It is less than an afternoon ice cream you buy to soothe the frustration that has already begun to dissolve. And it is protected by a 7-day guarantee. You can explore the entire book, and if your body does not say yes, the risk is ours. Your hand is your own. But the voice of doubt, the adversary, will whisper, "You can do this later. You've got the main insight now." It will say, "You don't really need a book, just feel the feeling." It tells you this because it knows that an energetic opening without an integrated structure is temporary. It's counting on you to return to the old pattern when the glow of this moment fades. And now, the final word. The wisdom of the catalyst bond is just one of the 11 secrets. In the next transmission, we will speak of what happens when your frequency becomes so clear that you begin to unconsciously activate the starseeds who are still dormant around you, and how to manage the chaos that can sometimes create. But before I seal this hour, know that this video was no accident. The Council, the universe, and your own consciousness guided you here. If this work has served you, if it has been a key in a lock, there is a final way to honor the exchange. In the first pinned comment, you will find a link to make a voluntary donation. It is a way of anchoring the energy you've received back into the physical world, ensuring this signal remains strong for the next soul who is ready. It is not an obligation. It is a gesture of reciprocal flow. And heaven sees. This was my last request. I'll see you there, soul. You are no longer just a listener. You have become a beacon. By being here, you are part of a field, a grid of light workers anchoring this new consciousness. Feel the presence of the others who are in this frequency with you right now. You are not alone. You have found your tribe. Now share this transmission with that one person, not by blasting it to everyone, but by sending it with intention to the one soul you know who is standing in front of that same door, holding a key they mistake for a weapon. This is how you begin your work as an emissary. The short version of this wisdom is in the 11 Arcturian secrets, which you can find in the first pinned comment. It is not a favor you do, it is a service. And heaven sees. And in the next transmission, we will speak of the moment you meet the one who is not your catalyst, but your counterpart. Don't say, activated yet. Feel the resonance of that final promise. Feel the quiet power of a contract fulfilled. Stay in this space for one more moment. Now, you can say activated. We are here. We are awake. We are one. We are here. We are awake. We are one. We are here. We are awake. We are one. Now, breathe. The signal is yours. The silence now is also part of the transmission.